Hey everyone, welcome to my foundational drawing series. Today's lesson we're going to be drawing a cylinder. Now I wanted you to do a couple things before we get started. 1, sharpen your pencil. Dull pencils make dull drawings. 2, sit up straight. Most artists have horrible posture, and don't tilt your head or the sketchbook sideways while you're trying to draw vertical lines. That's the majority of the reason why your perspective is off. Now, let's get into it. An ellipse is key to drawing a cylinder. I'm using my pinky to guide my palm so it's not resting too hard against the paper. What you're going to do is you're going to sit up straight and you're going to draw an ellipse, and making sure that the ellipse sits horizontally on your paper, and then stop. It's going to be lightly drawn. Please make sure not to add too much darkness to it because we need this to be sketchy and gestural. And also make sure that your ellipse lines up with the edge of your paper. So you want to keep all ellipses horizontal. Next up, make sure that you're grabbing your pencil about halfway back from the tip. Anything closer and it forces your brain to want to put in details because of the way that you're gripping your pencil. So make sure that it is loose, you got your pinky guiding your hand. And now what we want to do is we want to find the center of this ellipse. So you could do one of two things. If you're good at eyeballing the center of places, you could put a little dot in there, or just take your cylinder and make sure that the line going across is cutting it in half. You could do that too, whatever helps you. Next, it doesn't matter how high this line goes. Just make sure that when you draw the center line, that your hand is loose. Don't worry about taking a ruler and making sure it's perfectly straight. What you want to do is you want to look at this vertical line and eyeball it with the edge of your sketchbook to make sure that it is as straight as possible and is parallel with the edge. This is why you don't want to tilt your head, because if you tilt your head as if you are writing something down, it makes it look like it's straight when it actually isn't. The reason we draw the center line in it is because when you're first learning how to do this, it helps keep the edges of the cylinder parallel to that so it's as straight as possible. Next up, when we cut this ellipse in half, at the ends of the ellipse, I like to put a little dot. That little dot is a good indicator of where the vertical lines need to start, or the wall of the cylinder. Next, make sure that you hold your pencil loosely and do your first vertical line going upward. It doesn't matter how high you make it. Just make it floating off into nothing. Go to the back of the cylinder and you're going to want to do the same thing. Sit up straight, making sure that you're looking at your sketchbook as straight on as possible. After this, you're going to take your pencil and you're going to do another ellipse, which is going to be the top of the cylinder. This ellipse, however, is going to be slightly skinnier than the bottom one. Okay. Now that we have this, we can start darkening some of these edges because we're pretty confident about what the cylinder actually looks like. The next thing that I want you to do is I want you to make sure that the walls of the cylinder on the side are not abruptly stopping on that dot. What you're going to want to do is you're going to take the edge and you're going to round it so that it blends in with the bottom of the ellipse. The reason we do this is because if you look at a soup can, or you look at a soda can, or whatever you want to look at, the bottoms of those cans are never to a point. They're always rounded. Why? Because if you travel around that can or cylinder that we're drawing, guess what? The ellipse is continued. So you need to give the illusion that it is rounded on all faces. Well, all sides, I should say. Now, I'll make sure that this ellipse is looking a little better here. The bottom of the cylinder is what's called the contact shadow. You can get away with having that be a little darker. So I'm kind of walking over some darker lines here over top of the bottom of the cylinder that is still pretty good. Once you get something that looks decent, well, you can't get a decent shadow unless the ellipse is decent. But once you get that, you can finesse some darker lines over here. Just be careful that when you're putting these lines in, that you stay true to that original ellipse as possible. That way it looks like it's actually grounded and belongs to the surface. Okay, so let's just check everything out. What we did first, we did an ellipse. The second thing we did is we split it in half. Third, we put a little dot right here to give us that center line running up. That center line is going to help us form the sides of the cylinder, because we can run these two parallel to this. The better you get at these, the more you're going to be able to whip these out in seconds. But for the sake of people learning this for the first time, this will really come in handy. All right, and then the next thing, we did an ellipse at the top, but it's flatter than this one. If I were to go lower, the ellipses would open up almost to a circle. This center line right here for the top ellipse is the exact same as this one. And then to finish everything off, you want to go on the sides here, loosely and confidently make sure your strokes are long so that you cover the size of the cylinder. Once you do that, make sure that the top is rounded off a little bit on the corners, just like it was down here at the bottom. Because remember, the same thing happens. You want to give the illusion that there is still material circling around to the other side and coming back. Now, we do want to darken this ellipse a little bit so we can differentiate where the top and where the bottom is. All right, once we have that, my friends, that is how you do a cylinder. Now, if you're drawing for the first time, I do recommend that you practice ellipses first. The one way to do it is on your page, sit up straight, make sure that you're drawing with your shoulder and not your wrist or your elbow. Otherwise, you'll get banana shapes. You don't want those. Ghost in the movement first to get your brain, your hand, and your eye all working together. And then put an ellipse in there and then stop, and then move on to the next one and press a little harder until you get confident. Please check out my longer form content about creature design, about getting better at drawing, and about filling up your sketchbook and just being a more confident artist. I hope you enjoyed today's lesson, and until next time, peace.